All right, well, welcome back to another analysis video. We're continuing to work with all the things you are. So this should be, I think, measure 17. All right, so the song is in the key of A flat, or the tune is in the key of A flat. Okay, so that's our overall tonic, and then at the moment we're in G. All right, so in the key of A flat, this is going to be the flat 2 chord. All right, so let's check that out. So on the fingerboard here, we're going to find the A. And we'll spell out the minor, a minor 7 arpeggio. Okay, and then I'll continue to add 3 more notes here, and just choosing notes that are in the key of G. All right, so B the 9 relative to A, so these notes are relative to A. And then D is the 11. And then we'll have the 13. All right, so this is basically A Dorian. All right, so that's the flat 2 in the key of A flat, and it's the 2 in the key of G. So we write lowercase Roman numerals for minor chords and uppercase Roman numerals for major chords, just in case you're wondering why I'm writing these little I's, lowercase I's. All right, so we have that. Now let's find a voicing. All right, so I'm going to select these notes here. So this would be a good voicing to work with. And so I will now bring in, just kind of show you the chord voicing itself. So this low note here, you play with second finger, and then bar these next 3 notes with the third finger. Okay, so that gives us the A minor 7 chord there. All right, so as I go through this, I'm going to keep it real simple. Just going to go from A minor to D7 to G major 7, and I'm only going to use notes from G major. And so when I go through this, all the numbers will kind of change relative to the current chord. All right, so let's clear the notes here. So what's going to happen is this this root note is going to go up here to where the 11 is now, and that flat 7 will go to where the 13 is now, and then we'll play a D9 here. Okay, but that's coming up, but I just want you to see that before I change things. All right, so clearing the notes out. Maybe I should have left them there. I just respelled it. But so we have D. Okay, so I'll spell out the D7 chord, and I'll just keep going up every other note, and just trying to stay within the key of G, or just stay within those notes, key of 1 sharp. All right, so see, I have the same thing here. It's the same pattern, but we're looking now at D. We're getting that set up. All right, so let's see what D is to A flat. So D is the sharp 4. Let me get my color back here. Okay, so that is the sharp 4. Try to get the same color I was using before. Okay, there we go. So we have the sharp 4 in the key of A flat. So these ones on top are the A flats. This one's on bottom are the G relative to G. So this is the 5 in the key of G. All right, so let's find a voicing. And as we're doing this, kind of the theme I'm working with is trying to think about each one of these notes as an independent voice. So it might remain the same, or generally it will go down or remain the same most of the time. All right, so let's see what we have here. So we let's try the root, third, flat 7, and the 9. And that will allow our voices to move very smoothly. So this note here on the 4th string will descend by half step, and the root note will ascend by a 4th, perfect 4th. Okay, and then we end up with the D9. Okay. All right, so let's move forward into the G. So why don't I just kind of go with this idea I did just a minute ago. So I'm gonna kind of highlight the next voicing, just so that you can kind of see what's to come and how it's spelled out from this current chord, which is D7. All right, so now that's G major 7. So I'm going to move things around. I'll find the G root note here. And so I have to change this flat 7 to a major 7 to stay in the key of 1 sharp. So here we are, same pattern as the previous 2 chords, but just spelled out relative to G. All right, so I'll highlight those notes there. All right, so G is the 7 in A flat. Okay, so that's the 7 chord. Okay, and then it's the 1 chord in G. All right. So you can see at the moment this is a 2-5-1, and relative to the tonic, it's flat 2, flat 5 or sharp 4, and 7. All right, so let's bring the voicings together down here. So this note on the 3rd string will descend by a half step. The note on the 4th string can remain the same, and the note on the 2nd string will descend by a whole step, and then the note on the fifth string will descend by a perfect fifth. All right, so then we end up with the G major 7. All right, so let's move forward. So I will remove some of this notation. All right, and then I'll just scroll up to the next chord changes. And yeah, I don't know if you've checked this out or not, but on the YouTube channel, I've got a few videos on these patterns in time and moving along. With so far, I've got some voicings and some patterns for arpeggios and pentatonics, and soon I'll put out one with the 7-note scales, or kind of major scales, minor scales. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have the now you can see you'll if you haven't already, you'll start to just see this real automatic. You see root notes that are a circle of fifths. You see F sharp, B, and E, and you see a minor chord, and then a dominant chord, and then a sort of major 7 chord, or it could end in a minor chord too. Those are going to be 2 5s 1s, so you'll see those real quickly. So when we're looking at this, we've got E here. So we can think of that as something that we're starting from now. Okay, so E major. Okay, so 4 sharps. And then we'll keep going with our A flat, because it's really a good idea to know how all the chords relate to the tonic. So we have E and A flat. All right, so F sharp is the flat 7. Of the A flat. And it's a good idea to think about too, what chords typically come up in a key area of a song, like if you're an A flat, a lot of times the flat 7 is a dominant chord, for example. So then you might just kind of think, okay, this is a half diminished chord. And we've got the flat 7. All right, so then E relative to E, like I said before, this is going to be the 2 half diminished. All right, so let's spell that out here. So so in this case, the root is moving down by step. So so let's get the F sharp lined up. Okay, now I'm not going to spell out, actually I'll clear these notes right now. I'm not going to spell out the key of E. So I'll start here with our chord tones. All right, and so these will not be key of E. This is kind of more E minor. Okay, since we're using this half diminished seventh chord. All right, so we have that. This, oops. And again, there are other, there are more options, and I'm just kind of giving a basic run through of how you might think about it. All right, so let's spell this out. So F sharp minor 7, flat 5. Okay, and then we'll see that this note, the root note, moves down by a half step. So we're changing from G to this F sharp half diminished. Okay, the note on the fourth string moves down a whole step. Note on the third string moves down a whole step. And second string moves down a whole step. All right, so there we have our chord. Okay, so let's move to the B7. So line up the root note for B. All right, let's see, we need a major third in here. Okay, we'll have a natural 5. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That'll work well. Okay, this flat 13 and the flat 7 will give us a little. You can kind of encircle the major third if you wanted to, but another option is to have a natural 13 too, which works well as well. All right, but this is this current the current way that I've got this spelled out is relative to harmonic minor scale. That would be the E harmonic minor scale, spelled out from the B, which is the fifth, the 5, which we're on. So this is the 5 of the 2/5 in E. Okay, and it's with the flat 3 of A flat. All right, so that's the B7 flat 9. So let's come up with a voicing here. Okay, so B7 flat 9, so that will work nicely. Now another thing is, we're kind of running out of room here, so you may even start to move up in this area up here. But for now, let's just kind of keep it simple. Because we want to kind of look at how these notes are descending, which they will do when you jump up and then continue the progression. But for now, let's kind of continue with this theme. So fourth string will descend by half step, and the sixth string, the voice in the sixth string will jump up to the fifth string. So we get that voicing there. All right, so E flat is the flat 6 of the A flat. Okay, and then it's the 1 of our 2-5-1 progression in the key of E. All right, so let's find the E. So E is our root note, and then we'll make some changes. So we're spelling out 4 sharps here. All right, so there we have it. We have the root, major 7, major 3rd, and the 5th. All right, so let's see how that works out down here. Okay, the root note is descending by perfect 5th. The 3rd of the B7 can remain where it is. The flat 7 will descend to the major 3rd. And the flat 9 will resolve into the 5, the E flat, or the E major 7. All right, so now this next chord is helping to set up the next part of the tune. So the next part of the tune is going to go to F minor, right? So this, we will essentially depart thinking about E here, okay? But C relative to E would be the flat 6. But we're going to spell this out from F. Oops. Trying to get the color back here. Not quite sure how to just lock that color in when I'm writing, but at some point I'll figure that out. All right, so we'll spell this relative to F minor now and A flat. And so this is really kind of the same collection of notes. So F minor has 4 flats and A flat has 4 flats. So A flat is the relative major, F is the relative minor. So, but what I'm getting at here is that this C7 is going to function as the 5 chord. Okay, so A flat, we could say that this is the 5 of the 6 chord. So 5 of 6. Otherwise, it's the 3. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Let's try to spell this out here. All right, so let's see. So looking for C. All right, let's use flat 9. I'll use the flat 13 here. Okay. So again, this isn't the only thing that you can come up with, but this will be effective. All right, so we'll have this C7 with the raised 5 or flat 13. Okay, and that voicing will work well. So we're going to jump up quite a bit with all these notes. Oops. All right, so we've got C. And again, this is setting up the F minor. All right, and what we'll see is, and I'm just going to go through this now, even though this is not showing up yet, but what we'll see is this will go to F minor very nicely. All right, so let me just clear these notes out. All right, so if I spell out an F minor 7 chord, and my goal here is to stay in the key of 4 flats. So then we get this. What we'll see is that our chord, we could play this minor 9, which will just work really well with this chord change from this C7 flat 13 or C7 sharp 5. Okay, so yeah, the root note will go to the 5th string, so that's up a perfect 4th. And the voice on the 4th string go down by whole step, 3rd string down by half step, and 2nd string down by half step. So you get a sense for how those move. So this chord is gonna go to F minor. Actually, I should probably write that out in black. Right, so this chord, the next chord is going to be F minor. All right, great. So I hope this made sense for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like the video, please, I would appreciate your subscription to the video. I've got a lot of good things coming out. I've had some good feedback. I heard recently that these analysis videos are really helpful. So so I plan to do more of these, and yeah, be sure to follow on Facebook and Twitter. And I've also just started this Patreon page. So that's a brand new page, but it sort of offers a way for viewers to support the content and to support improvements with content. To allow creators to get better equipment, better processing power for computer and video and all that, video cameras. So it's really helpful to support creators. So I don't have that entirely set up yet, but just kind of something to think about. Maybe check it out. I have posted a few videos, but I may just kind of put some videos on there that are kind of just Patreon community folks. So if you get a chance to check that out, that would be great. All right. Well, I will be putting this video together, and I hope to be streaming live tonight. So if you're just watching this as it comes out, I'll be live around 9:30 Eastern time, somewhere in there, maybe earlier, maybe later. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.